Well, hello, my soil fam bam. So I am back and I am here. Never in a million years would I have thought that I would have had this plant. But my God, a man got some serious faith in me, y'all. This man bought me an orchid. And he has 1,000% faith that I'm going to keep it alive. I'm going to do my best. All right. So what we're going to do, because this is how the orchid was presented to me, you know, with another flower. But the other flower ain't a diva like this one. You know, she ain't no diva. But this one is. So I did a lot of research. I'm going to share with y'all what I learned about these orchids. And y'all going to repot this with me. This is going to be a team effort to keep this baby alive because she a diva.
Growing, love it, share. ChiFarmerBae, spreading love everywhere. Dig deep, rise up, let the whole world know. There's always room to grow, always room to grow. There's always room to grow, always room to grow.
But real quick sidebar, before I jump into repotting this diva, can I just say something? And this is very much so, I know it is giving unsolicited and unpopular opinion. But I really wish people would stop gifting dead flowers to people for special occasions. Okay, be it Valentine's Day, you know, heart anniversaries, birthdays, what have you. If you're going to give me roses, baby, have some roots on it. Let it be a rose bush that will keep on coming back. Or get me a little indoor rose plant that I could just keep in my bay window jungle. Baby, don't give me no flowers that's already dead, okay? Because all I see is either A, I'm now rushed to change my schedule around because I didn't plan on making no rose water, but now I'm not gonna let the opportunity pass if I can help it. Now I got to rush and make some rose water for, you know, the tresses and the face. Or you just gave me a task to do in a few days to throw this stuff out. And while I'm throwing it out, I'm about to feel guilty. Baby, if you're going to get me some flowers, make sure they're alive. Like I assume you want the love and the friendship and the relationship to be. Now, if this is a parting gift, then go ahead. Do that Trey Song, Black Roses. Okay, go ahead and give me the dead things. Because you know what? Just like these flowers are dead, we dead. Unpopular and unsolicited opinion. All right, so let's get into it. I got more faith in me keeping chickens, dogs, and even a human baby alive than I do this orchid, but good Lord, we gonna try. All right, so I went to one of my all-time favorite stores for this terracotta clay planter, Menards, but as you can see, it has the big old planter, the big old drainage hole on it. I'm gonna take this sticker off and I am upgrading her. This is a significant upgrade, but the reason why I do significant upgrades is because in my opinion, you can choose to, you know, repot twice a year or once a year. I'm going for the once a year. All right. So that's why I'm upgrading her to this 8.3. And I got the little matching saucer because I know, like, Sweetie's a diva, but also I don't want to waste anything that I don't have to waste. And I know, especially with my travel schedule as well, while still trying to keep this baby alive, we're gonna make it do what it do. Now, the next thing is I want to show you the soil that I got, because orchids have their own soil, their own fertilizer. I can't stress to y'all how much, like, this is literally going to be a challenge for me, because I have seen, you know, top tier gardeners and flower enthusiasts talk about how hard it is to keep an orchid alive. Lord be with me. Okay. Now, the soil. Also purchased it from Menards. But it has bark and charcoal in it. Charcoal. All right. And because it says that this is an exotic plant. So because the soil, which orchids use a special type of soil, it wanted to be pre-soaked, but I didn't do that, and I don't want to risk another day of this plant sitting and not possibly having all that it needs. So I have my terracotta planter and my terracotta saucer. I don't know if you can see, I poured some water in the bottom of that saucer, and now I'm sitting it on there. And if you did not know, I'm gonna put a little bit more water in there. The big deal, we'll say, about the terracotta planter is the fact that it is made out of clay. So it's porous. And what that means is that, like, literally all throughout this, like, there's room for it to breathe, for it to get water as well, because in between waterings, your girl wants to be dry. Okay. It's so many things. And when I say I did research, child, because I'm trying to keep this baby alive. Okay. I'm really gonna try. All right. So shout out to that same man that had faith in me. They got me, you know, this little, you dig. So then that way, hopefully soil doesn't go all everywhere, because countless times it has happened. I have one vacuum in my house. Well, technically I have 5 different vacuums for different things. Like, I got a chicken vacuum, but I also have a planting vacuum, and that vacuum I just go ahead and get, because I know when I clean the filter, it's going to have soil all up in it. For the soil that I was not able to sweep up, the soil that got in the carpet and I couldn't get it up, I just go ahead and get that specific soil vacuum and get to going. So, but hopefully this will stop that. All right. So, thing about orchids. Orchids, like I already said, they like to be dry in between waterings, but they like specific soil. What I mean by that is, when you go to wherever you want to go for your soil, they have soil that is specific orchid mix, and that mix has bark and charcoal in it. Okay. I think it has something to do with how the roots are allowed to grow through in there. Not entirely sure, but I think that has to do with it. All right, as we can see, definitely from its original planter to the 8.3 planter that I have currently right now, I am giving this orchid a very, very big upgrade. And I am doing that because this is my personal opinion. You could either choose to, you know, repot and upgrade your planter twice a year or once a year. I tend to go for once a year. All right, so I'm looking at this soil and I'm like, okay. Another thing about orchids, while we're chatting, if you're thinking about getting one, make sure you're going to definitely have to get a support stick for it to support your blooms. Do not use the regular plant fertilizer that you use for all your other house plants, because you guessed it, they got their very own. Okay. In addition to that, it likes bright indirect sunlight. So what that means is that there are 2 optimal directions that you want to look at for placing your planter in terms of where the window is located. All right, now this was a beauty. I'm not gonna say was, because it's still alive. It is a beauty. It even smells premium. I love it. Oh, let's see what they have in here, the little tag. It says, invite nature to flourish in your home with these enduring, carefree blooms. They are great at making lasting impressions by providing color and breathing life into home decor. All right, and since I do have a lock already that is in my hair, before we proceed, yes indeed, let's go ahead and wrap this up, because the last thing I want is a bunch of soil in my hair. How it's gonna happen, I don't know, but it could. And I just want to take 2 seconds. Oh, that's not a great messy bun, but I just want to take 2 seconds to say I love how the locks are locking. And I loved messy buns when I used to get micro braids and all the things. So, and even when I would wear my hair natural, when it would be straight, always was here for a good messy bun. So now that I'm locked up, baby, the messy buns will occur. Okay, so I am going to put a little bit more soil in there now that I am eyeballing the current planter that it is in. Okay, and then once I make a little area where it'll be easy for me to transfer, what I am going to do is I am going to wet the soil a little bit. Okay, alrighty, now this is the time when these gloves definitely need to be back on, because now it's time to get this baby out of its store habitat. Oh, okay, they made it a little bit easier for me. Okay. Oh, look at these roots. Yes. Okay. But I don't know if you guys can see, what I like to do is like kind of gently massage, and yeah, I like to massage it out. Come on, baby, you can do it. It's time to leave here, but I'm taking you someplace so much better. There we go. Trust me, I got you. That moment when you're realizing that you might have to sacrifice one little piece of the root and you feel bad about it. That's what's happening right now. Trying to wiggle it through, but I don't know if it's gonna make it. And this was proof that this was definitely ready to come out of here. It was pot bound. Okay. Look at that. Look, we got some healthy roots in there, and that's what we want to see. Yes. Healthy. Healthy, healthy, healthy. I'm just going to plant this a little bit deeper than I originally planned. Okay, and now let's get the rest of what was in there. Go ahead, because we are wasting absolutely nothing. Okay, all right, and now I'm going to use this to, oh, okay, it didn't even need too much support to stay up. That is marvelous. And now one thing that we are going to do is we are going to make sure that all of the roots are covered. If you've seen my other repotting videos, you know I'm a fan of tapping that planter, baby. I'm just gonna go around at first and then do my taps.
Sun on my skin, hands in the soil, rocking my locks, yeah, I put in the work. Fresh picked greens, yeah.
And one thing I can see that the planters are already doing, so all of that water that was in the saucer, it's actually like drank it up. And I'll turn the camera once I'm done putting the soil in so you guys can see, like, it literally, the planter is drinking it up and sending it upwards to whence it needs to go. So I love that. Sometimes the very things that we think we need, you know, the new school technology and all of those things, baby, sometimes we just need to go old school.
The harvest is tight, making sure everything I'm growing is organic and top flight. Roots run deep and my flock stays fly. Chickens struck bold with a twinkle in their eye. This ain't just farming, it's...
Now, one thing that I do for all of my plants, totally not necessary, not mandatory, but I found this artist. I think I originally found him on TikTok and then I later found him on Instagram. But I'm a fan of frequency music. And when we repot plants, even though we know that it's for their greater benefit, in the long run, this is a very traumatic experience for the plants. So what I like to do is I like to play frequency music that is known to be nice to the plants. So I'm definitely going to get ready to play this diva, you know, a little music. So, but I'm gonna make sure she knows she feels loved. Okay. You're looking good, girl. You're looking good. It's up to me to be the best plant mom I can be. I've started her off right. Now I just gotta keep on doing right. And this is how she's looking. As we can see, she already does have some blooms on it, and I see some little babies trying to come through. So, you know, prayerfully, she's gonna stay alive, she's gonna grow, she's gonna thrive, and who knows? She might become my favorite. I might say, I need more orchids, you know? And, you know, what is a person in your life without pressing you and pushing you to be better? You know, iron sharpens iron. So maybe, just maybe, I didn't know I had it in me, but he saw something that I did not see. Maybe he saw the best in me. All right. Now, just because I definitely see it's happening over on this way, I am going to turn this planter around and then hold it up so you guys can see that terracotta, I'm going to say terracotta magic, so to speak. But so you can see how the pot is porous. So you see those dark spots? That's actually water. Okay, so that's what it meant. Well, what I meant by saying that it's porous and how the water can seep through and get it there. That's what it's doing. All right. So I hope this was helpful to you. You know, pray for me and pray for Miss Diva. You know what? Drop in the comments below what you think I should name her. Should I just keep her as a diva? I don't know. But yes, hope this was helpful to you, and pray for me as I go forward in this new journey as a new orchid mama. All right.
Bigger than that, it's food for the soul, yeah. Imagine that, no limits, no fear, just water and light. Growth takes patience, yeah, trust in the time. From the garden to the people, let the harvest be blessed.